What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Football and Manchester City video. This time we are going to be previewing the big Champions League game with Manchester City in the home match, second leg quarter-final match against Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, narrow 1-0 lead for Spurs from last week's game. No away goals from Manchester City for this game makes things particularly tricky. So in terms of results, we know that if we win this game 1-0, it will go into extra time. Away goals will count in extra time too. 2-0, Manchester City go through, or any 2-goal cushion and Manchester City go through. Any 1-goal cushion win for Manchester City. If Tottenham have scored a goal, then we go out on away goals, and we know that any draw or any loss in this game, and we're also out. So quite difficult for this game. We need to make sure that we play near enough the perfect game for us to stand a chance of going through. So we'll have a look at our oppositions first with Tottenham. Some injury news for them. Harry Kane picked up quite a bad injury against us last week. He's missed the weekend. He's probably going to miss this game too, and more than likely going to be out for the rest of the season. It wouldn't surprise me if like rushed him back, but I failed to see what Tottenham's going to gain from that. They've got a good track record without Harry Kane playing. You would think that it might bring in Llorente to go up front. That might happen. Might look for some hold-up play. I imagine though they'll go well. They'll try and play with pace and counter-attack. Sit deeper, hit Man City on the counter-attack. Way to do that. Play with pace. So I'm talking Mora, I'm talking Danny Rose, I'm talking Son. These are the players that we're playing rather than probably a target man up front. Dele Alli broke his hand against Manchester City too. I reckon he'll be risked though. I mean, let's face it, just wrapping his hand up is all that's needed. He'll probably play in this game. I imagine that Mora scoring a hat-trick against Bournemouth at the weekend will more than likely start. So we're talking Son, Mora, Eriksen, Ali, Sissoko. Good players in midfield, very strong from Tottenham. And so this game is going to be won and lost in midfield. So it's all about how Manchester City managed to perform in the midfield. Are we going to go with Fernandinho? Is he going to be fit? We're going to go with Gundogan, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. I think we should anyway have a full selection to go at. So it'll be interesting. I expect this team probably to be stronger than the one we put out last week anyway. I suspect this will probably be full of pace and power from Manchester City as they're going to look to try and score a lot of goals. So Tottenham, I wonder if it's going to be a back four or a back five. I see a lot of Spurs talking about back five, so it might be a little bit more conservative, a little bit more withdrawn from Tottenham in this game. Like I said, they're going to try and soak up the pressure. The longer Manchester City go without scoring in this game, the more Tottenham's going to fancy themselves. Obviously, they'd want to score quite early on, so I'm talking in the first half sometime, picking up that illustrious away goal, which will be very decisive, because if you allow Manchester City to get on top, Tottenham aren't creating anything and we're dominating, I can guarantee that we'll be able to score once, and if they carry that on all through the game, we're talking 2, 3, even 4 goals. Tottenham played a very good game against Dortmund. Dortmund never put their chances away. They did create opportunities, just never put their good opportunities away. They'll take confidence from that. They were 3-0 up against Dortmund though, so they did have a little bit of a leeway. This, with Tottenham, they've got a narrow 1-goal lead. So it'll be quite interesting their approach, and it's going to be a little bit more straightforward for Manchester City. Pep said he'd prefer to lose 1-0 and draw 0-0, because we know what to do. We know that you've got to change your game plan. Man City might just be looking to attack every now and then going forward and taking their opportunities. With this game, I imagine it's going to be full-on Manchester City all-out attack, really. And so it makes it quite an interesting attacking game. I certainly think there'll be goals in this game, or at least I hope so. Manchester City's only chance of going through is if there's going to be goals, so hopefully we'll be able to create the opportunities. We basically just need to be clinical. If we put our chances away like we did against Chelsea at home, then we'll go through. We are capable of scoring 4, 5, 6 goals. We are capable. Tottenham need to defend. If Tottenham defend well and play the perfect game at the Etihad, then they might well come out with a good result here. I'm talking draw might even beat us too, because Man City will have to chuck the kitchen sink the longer this game goes on, and we're not in a good position. Lamella also out too for Tottenham. For Manchester City, rotation again. Is it going to be Mendy? Have we got Zinchenko back? I'm not too sure. I'm really not. Danilo's fresh. Might we see him start? Some doubts over Fernandinho. I think that's more just mind games from Pep. I'm certain Fernandinho will be fit. Whether he starts in this game is another matter. He's more of a defensive player. Might they go with Gundogan? We seem to be playing a lot more creative. Seem to be more creative, and we seem to be a lot more attacking and passing and forward thinking when Gundogan's playing at defensive midfield. We might see that, but like I said, is it going to be Mendy? Is it going to be Zinchenko? Fabian Delph's out. So there's some selection headaches there for some positions. I'm not too sure who we're going to go for. If I'm honest, I'd probably go with Mendy. He's a very attacking player. I think that'd be great. So yeah, that's the team news for Tottenham and Manchester City. For the game itself, like I said, we're going to create opportunities. Tottenham are going to create opportunities. If we can put our opportunities in the back of the net, like that Chelsea game, where we create 3 or 4 good chances in the first 20, 25 minutes, you put 3 or 4 of them chances away, the game's done and dusted. Right there and then. Tottenham, if Man City score 3 times, need 2. Very difficult to do at the Etihad. Tottenham need to play the perfect game. They've got a 1-0 advantage. It is advantage Tottenham. I'd rather be in Tottenham's position than Manchester City, let's face it. If it was at the Etihad first and we'd won 1-0, I'd be delighted. No away goal. We've got something to work with. Tottenham will be delighted with that. I know what Manchester City's capable of, though. We're still in this game. We're not out. We're not down and out just yet. We can make things happen. We can put our opportunities away. Then I'm confident. It has got to be a strong team from Manchester City. None of this building up, changing players for the sake of making changes. We've got squad rotation, Premier League games coming up. I wouldn't even bother thinking about any other game, just this Tottenham game. If Manchester City want to, I don't want to mention the Q word, but if Manchester City do want to push for all trophies on all fronts, when you're on the verge or in a difficult situation in a game like we are here, where we're facing the possibility of going out, obviously Tottenham have got that advantage, then you need your strongest team, your strongest philosophy. You need the game plan in your head, you need to know what to do and make it happen, and doing that you've got to have your strongest team. So I'm talking creative attacking players, Kyle Walker, Benjamin Mendy, I'm talking Kevin De Bruyne, Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling, Sergio Aguero. Are these players fit? They've been playing a lot of games recently. Are they going to make changes and all that stuff? And like I said, if they're not fit and they want to go with someone else, maybe bring them off on the substitute bench, see how it goes. At least just give them a half, see what can happen if they need to make changes. Because basically, strongest team has to be. It has to be strongest team. So it's a difficult game to predict. This is really difficult. I'm going to be very optimistic and I'm going to say 3-1 Manchester City. I reckon if that's the case, I'm confident we can get a 3-0 lead in this game. Tottenham will be chasing, leaves them open, leaves a chance of goals. Manchester City, what we need to do is if we can get ahead and get ahead early, push. Keep pushing, look for that second. Don't be scared about conceding, because if Tottenham go 1-0 ahead, it changes nothing. We need them 3 goals. And as far as I'm concerned, minimum we need is 3 goals in this game. We have to keep pushing. So if we get a second, push for the third. Get the third. Don't stop. Don't stop making changes. Don't stop thinking about the next game. Push for 4, push for 5. Make the statement. Try and go through. I'll be delighted. I'm going for 3-1 Manchester City. I'd be ecstatic. For the analysis, if that's the case, 3-1 Man City, be absolutely delighted. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. This, to me, is the strongest team we can go for in attack. Only debate, I'll get to that in a moment. Ederson, Walker, Mendy, Stones and Aymeric Laporte. I could put a case forward for Vincent Kompany. I doubt he's going to do 2 games in 3-4 days. Very unlikely. So I'm looking at John Stones, very consistent over the last couple of seasons. Aymeric Laporte had a wonderful couple of years at Manchester City too. Now I'm on the debate. Fernandinho or Gundogan. Like I said, want to play attacking football. I think Gundogan, he plays great as a deep line playmaker, pings ball in. When he's on form, is absolutely brilliant, and I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it in Europe a couple of times. It's perfect. Balls in from deep, making things happen. They can be defence splitting. If Tottenham aren't willing to play, is a perfect player. If Tottenham are sitting deeper, then it might be a case of maybe taking off one of the wingers, moving David Silva into the middle, because he did have a good game at the weekend. Maybe moving Bernardo Silva out wide and having a little bit more trickery. That gets into the game, in my opinion. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd go with Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, and also Bernardo Silva. He is fit for this game. David Silva didn't play great last week, had a great game at the weekend. I'd let him have his little rest now, then bring him back in time for the Premier League game. If things are going bad, bring David Silva on. I've gone for Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané and Sergio Aguero. That, to me, is our strongest team. If Aguero isn't fit, of course, he walked down the tunnel. I'm not too sure what that was all about at the weekend. We might see Jesus. Not really got a problem. Jesus did score at the weekend too. So, basically, we need to create opportunities. If we put our opportunities away, I'm confident we'll go through, because we're more than capable of creating 5 or 6 very good opportunities in a game. I've seen it time and time again this season. We are capable. Interesting developments. Interesting to see how Tottenham approach it. I know how Man City is going to approach it. Attack, 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 and try and score goals. And that's pretty much it. In terms for formation, if we do see Walker and Mendy, might we see a change in formation from Manchester City? Might we refer back to the formation that beat Liverpool or hammered Liverpool last season? 3 at the back, 3 centre-backs, playing with 2 wing-backs, creating opportunities in the middle, allowing us to play with 2 strikers rather than 1. I'm not too sure this is the time to be doing that, if I'm honest, considering we haven't done it for quite a while. But just throwing that one out there in case it does happen. So this game, 8 PM GMT or BST, British Summer Time, whatever it is these days. April 17th on the Wednesday, Champions League quarter-final, second leg. Brilliant, everything to go for. Juventus, they're playing Ajax tonight. We know who we're going to have in the semi-final, basically. That game is currently 1-1, and so you'd probably think advantage Juventus have got the away goal. They know that a 0-0 sends them through. Any victory will send them through. And so, be interesting. We know who we'll face first, so will Tottenham. But all games are quite close in the Champions League, including this game. This is going to be a typical English end-of-season battle. It's going to be a tense game. It's going to be good practice for the Premier League game. It's good practice for all the big games we've got coming up. Only one way to get used to playing in big games and winning in big games, and that's playing in them on a regular basis and winning them on a regular basis. You want to know if Man City are capable of winning the Champions League? You want to know if Manchester City are capable of winning the big trophies? Are we capable of pushing Liverpool all the way? Are we capable of winning the Premier League this season? The way to do that, every game from now until the end of the season, is a ginormous game. Go and do it and get them won. I know they're capable. We've got the squad there. So, entertaining and exciting times. Tickets still available for this game. Club's got the pricing structure all wrong, in my opinion. I mean, if you're not a season ticket holder or a member and you're an adult, you're looking at £45. So if you've got a spare £45, then do get yourself down to the game. If you haven't, like me, then don't. I had a £30 price budget for this game. It's, you know, it's expensive, and so yeah, I was hoping that the club would have got the pricing right, because this is an opportunity here to get a great atmosphere. I'm talking the Europa League match we had against Hamburg all them years ago. Great atmosphere that night. Chance to get things rolling. Chance to get an atmosphere like the Liverpool game we had in the Premier League this season. It was a chance here to be able to have the Etihad being the fortress that we know it can be. But all in all, we need the win. We need to probably win by 2 clear goals. We needed hard work from everyone, from the manager, from the players, from the club staff, and also from the fans now. Basically, the time is now. Let's go and prove it on the pitch and prove we are capable here of getting to the Champions League semi-final. Fingers crossed in the analysis, I have good news. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure if you're interested that you do subscribe and help support my channel, and press the bell and put your push notifications on. Loving all the support recently, thank you to everyone. Let me know your thoughts, your scoring team prediction though, in the comments below. And also don't forget you want to check out my social media links in the description below, popping up on screen too. If you want to go and search me and follow me on there, then that would be much appreciated. And I'll see you all again for the next video. Got the Man City latest news coming up. We've also got the analysis coming up on Thursday morning. Like I said, fingers crossed it's good news. And last note, it is Manchester City's birthday today, so hopefully it'll be a great birthday present tomorrow by coming out and getting to the Champions League semi-final. Manchester City, everyone says, were created in 2008, are actually 125 years old, so happy birthday to Manchester City. Absolutely brilliant. What a time to be a City fan. Let's go. So I'll see you all again for the next video. Peace. Ciao for now.